Trapper Don CT Outdoor Show. I wanted to make a little video here about an idea I came up with this summer. As you know, I live in Connecticut, about a half hour from the shore, and we go there and we do a lot of striper fishing and stuff like that at night, and cook out and try to catch stripers. And at nighttime, if you throw sandworms or a small piece of squid, you're going to catch eels, okay? And I had kept an eel about this long this year, two of them. One's still in the fridge, frozen. And tonight I cut one up because I had an idea. And I said, well, it's time to try it because trapping season's here. It's getting cold. And the mink and things are really, really going to start having to hunt really, really hard for food. And I come up with a couple experiments this year. So what I did was I thawed out the eel. And I got these little sandwich bags, okay? They're not quart, they're smaller. And I buy these 500 in a box because I like to put little stuff in them and not waste a quart or gallon size. These are great for just holding all kinds of stuff. They're smaller bags. What I did was I put 2 pieces of eel that I cut up per bag. Now, when I was down by the shore and we caught the eel while we were waiting for the fish to bite, we cleaned the eel. We cut the head off and we gut it. But I leave the skin on. And I put 2 per bag. And what I'm going to do is try these for mink bait. I'm sure they'll work for raccoon. So I'm going to actually use a couple pieces in DP, see how they do. It's more of an experiment than anything. But I think it's going to work quite well. So these are 1-inch maybe pieces of the eel, as you can see. But the skin is still on there, and anybody that catches eels, you know that skin is real tough. So I'm going to use it for mink bait. I'm going to try it in a DP, see how it works. Back of a pocket set. And another idea is I did come up with is to take the eel and maybe even put the prongs right up on the Conibear trap on a 110 and set it on a Conibear. Now here in Connecticut, a Conibear up to 4.5 inches could be set out of the water as long as part of the trap frame is touching the water. So if I spear a piece of these on the trigger on a Conibear down and set the Conibear tight up against the bank, and the mink goes to grab that, when that Conibear fires while he's standing in the water, because the frame's got to be touching the water, that Conibear is going to fire and shoot off of the bank or the side of a log or something. It's actually going to reach out and grab the mink by the head. So I'm actually going to try that. I'm going to spear a piece of this on the Conibear trigger and put a little fish oil around it or something. But I'm going to actually use this up in pocket sets, like I said, in the DPs. I got a few bags here with, pieces in them. And I was actually going to put salt in them to try to preserve it. But the salt's going to take the juice out and dry them up, I think. So what I'm going to do is probably just freeze them like this and take them out as I needed. But another idea I had is when I take them out of the freezer, before I use them, maybe for a day or two, I'm going to try squirting maybe a little fish oil in there, maybe a little fish oil mixed with glycerin or some shellfish oil. Just put a few drops in the bag, smush it around, let that smell soak into the meat before I do use it, okay? But I'm going to freeze it fresh. But we're going to give it an experiment here. We're going to use them again in the DP traps, probably on a 110 trigger. Again, that the 110 can be out of the water as long as part of the trap frame is touching the water. Up in pockets, maybe stab a hole in it or something and put a stick and put it up in the pocket. So the mink's really got to work at it. But this is American eel parts, and I think it's going to work quite well for bait. So we're going to give it a shot. Like I said, here in Connecticut, it is December, I'm not sure what today is. I think today's the 12th. But this week's supposed to get wicked cold. So if I can find spots that are open water and stuff like that, when it gets cold, mink, and if there's any coon running and your canines. I might even try them at a spring hole set for a canine. We're going to experiment with all kinds of it and all kinds of sets with it just to try it. But your critters are really, really going to be hungry. They're going to be on the move, and they're going to be looking for food. And food is going to be hard to come by. The mice pretty much hard to find. The crayfish, the salamanders are in the mud. The minnows are lethargic and hiding under banks and stuff. So we're going to give it a shot. We're going to try this eel. And I think with this tough skin in a DP or on the trigger of a 110, it's really going to work pretty good. So again, we're going to experiment with this. American eel pieces, see how it works. Like I said, I'll freeze them, and a day or two before I take them out on a line to use, I'll probably put a little salmon oil in there, maybe a little shellfish oil or regular just fish oil, and let them soak it up for a day or two, and then bring them out on the line and give them a shot. But we'll give it a shot and see how it goes, and we'll let you know how. If I catch something with it, I'll definitely post it on my YouTube page. And I just want to remind you that if you're looking for any trapping supplies, fur trapping, hunting supplies, excuse me, fishing supplies, wildlife removal products, go to wildlifesupply.store.com. We carry all kinds of good stuff for hunting, fishing, trapping, camping. We even got a crossbows. That's wildlifesupply.store.com. All right, well, like always, thanks for tuning in to Trapper Don's CT Outdoor Show. Thanks for subscribing to my page. Thanks for your support. And I will let you know how we make out with this American eel bait. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.